Hello, I'm Don Hammock, Sports Information Director at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Bulldog Blitz. It's a happy night after Gulf Coast beat Southwest 56-7 here in Summit. We'll talk with Coach Jack Wright and also linebacker Corey Proctor and quarterback Chance Lovertich about the big victory. Later on in the show, we'll introduce you to linebacker Jacobi Hearn, who has dreams of becoming a rocket scientist. And last in our show, we'll talk with Coach Kenneth Long about his 2019 Lady Bulldogs softball team as they get ready through fall ball. Stick around. We're on the field with Coach Jack Wright after a big win at Summit against Southwest. Coach, I think that was a pretty dominant effort all three phases of the game tonight, wasn't it?
We definitely played better in all three phases. Kind of pleased with that. So yeah, I mean, getting on a bus, coming on a trip for a South Division win on the road, you're never gonna say that's a small accomplishment.
We'll start with the defense. They held them to under 200 total yards, got you some turnovers, were able to generate some field position for the offense, and really just kind of kept them at bay all night.
Yeah, we did. I think our defense has played well all year. If you look at the times that they've kind of been in trouble, it's been times when the offense has kind of put them in bind or we left them on the field too long. So tonight we were able to sustain some drives. We were able to give them some energy from the other side. They took that and ran with it and played really well.
Offensively, Chance Lovertich throws for 6 touchdowns, 26 of 31 for 394 yards. I think we had him at. What was the offense able to do to be so efficient?
I think if you look back on the first 5 games, we've been very efficient running the football, and that forces teams to play you a certain way. And so there were some things that we thought would be open. Those got called, and to Chance's credit, sometimes he got to the second and third progression. If you go back and watch the film, sometimes those pass routes get called to hit a certain guy in a certain area. Well, if that's not there, you got to be able to go to the next one. He did that very efficiently tonight. Very impressed with that part of his game.
I think they really loaded up and tried to stop the run. You still had 120 yards. It wasn't the best night running the ball, but that just opened everything else up for you.
Yeah, when you have a reputation as a good running team, there's some things that become predictable from the other side. Just glad that we were able to take advantage of those. We kind of got that picture that we thought we might get, and that doesn't mean you're going to be able to throw the football, though. I mean, you still have to go out there and run crisp routes. You got to be able to throw and catch. We did that tonight. It was fun to watch.
The receivers did catch a lot of balls. Only 5 balls hit the ground, so that's a good night for them, and they've struggled a little bit recently. Yeah,
I mean, we've got a good young group there. It's been a pleasure to watch Coach Bryant develop that young group. We've had a couple of rough games there, but I'm sitting there at practice every day watching their development. I watch them make plays versus our own defense, and I know they're getting better. And I was just thankful tonight that they had an opportunity to show everybody.
What does tonight mean going forward, getting East Central back in Perkinson next week?
I mean, tonight just means one win. One thing that I want to preach to our team is the fact that one win doesn't make a season and one loss does not make a season. We want to come back and we want to show up at 3 o'clock on Sunday. We want to go to work with the same focus as if we were playing the #1 team in the country. It is a big South Division win. We get in the win chart there. So, but whether you win one, whether you lose one, you want to come back with the same mentality on Sunday, ready to go for the next one.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you, Don.
We're on the field with linebacker Corey Proctor after Mississippi Gulf Coast's big win at Southwest. Corey, you guys held them to under 200 yards of total offense. What was the key for y'all tonight?
We just came out and worked real hard this week in practice. We knew there was going to be a tough opponent, and we knew we needed to get a division win this week, so we said we're going to do whatever it takes just to get this win this week.
How hard is it to play against that triple option?
Since we played homes, we're kind of used to it, and we knew what we had to do to stop them, so it was pretty easy this time.
You guys were able to generate some turnovers too, which helped get the offense going, didn't it?
Yes, sir, it really did.
What do y'all think you get out of this game kind of moving forward into East Central next week?
With the 2 losses we had, it just gives us confidence to go into the week, going into this week knowing that we can pursue another win. That's our final goal to do.
Corey, congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
on the field with freshman quarterback Chance Lovertich. Chance, 6 touchdown passes tonight. What was working tonight in the offense for y'all?
I think what we kind of been doing in the past is we kind of been run-oriented, and this week we kind of mix it up. Like they would bring their safeties down, and that's when we'd hit them over the top, So we kind of mixed it up, throwing the ball a little bit more tonight than we did running.
It looked like they were really committed to stopping the run. I think your reputation preceded you, and that's what they were kind of keying on to open things up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Defense was able to generate a lot of turnovers for you. You got some good field position out of it. How did that kind of help kickstart things for you?
That helped everything. Defense sets the tone. The coaches say that. Everyone knows playing football, defense sets the tone. And when they go out there and shut them down and give us the ball back with good field position, that does everything. That just gets us going.
What does this game mean for y'all pointing forward next week to East Central?
Just losing the past 2 weeks, it's just kind of been rough. So it was good getting on the winning path and not just only winning, but really dominating tonight in all 3 parts of the game: special teams, defense, and offense.
Congratulations, Chance.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
A lot. Yes, sir.
No one should have to choose between their family and their future, between creating opportunity or acquiring mountains of debt. It's easier sometimes to just coast through life. But what if there was a place that made it just as easy to do more, so much more than coast through life? Gulf Coast through life at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College.
Jacobi Hearn is taking Calculus 3 this semester and hopes to become an aerospace engineer. Let's meet Jacobi.
I've been playing football since I was 6 years old. I started playing at Kearney Park from this was my little league days, and I saw my brother playing in high school. So ever since I seen him play, I always wanted to play ever since then. The main thing about football is that I like the team bonding, the brotherhood that you have behind it, and getting to know new people, things like that. And it's fun to win every now and then. So to go coach because I seen the program building. I said, this program looks like it cares more about the person than it does themselves. So I said, I think I'm gonna go coach because I like the way family is built here. Oh, it's an amazing feeling. I like the direction he's going in. He's gonna do big things here. Definitely. One of the best defensive coordinators I've ever been around. Is the energy he brings, and the one thing I like about him is that he lets his players have a voice in his schemes. So he brings good energy to the team. Schuffel's a character. He's a funny guy, but he does his research on coaching. He's trying to be fundamentally sound between the linebacker position, and he knows what he's doing. I think my classmates here, they are very involved in everything that we do here at Gulf Coast. They ask you about the game, they talk to you about the game, they cheer you on. There's never any bad energy here at Gulf Coast. I'm an engineer major, so I like any math class, but any class Dr. Ross is teaching, I'm liking it. I just always thought that it was amazing. So what makes things fly? What makes things happen? How does gravity react on certain situations? I always thought that was amazing. The vibe on the team this year is they bring a little bit more energy, but the team this year, we're more of a family. We call you out on anything that you're messing up on, any responsibility that you need to get on. We call you out on it. So that's one thing that I like about this team we have this year. That comes from everyone doing their job on the field. The DBs are covering long enough for me to get back there, and the rest of the D-line, they're closing in. So it's just, you see pressure from one side, it forces the quarterback to the other side. So that's one thing I like about this defense. It helps us all out.
Everyone has a similar choice to make: to coast through life or do more. Take advantage of financial aid. Take a class for college credit or a degree. Take stock of your goals and work smart toward accomplishing them. And you can do so much more than coast through life. Gulf Coast through life at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College.
Coach Kenneth Long is excited about his 2019 Lady Bulldogs softball team. Let's talk with Coach Long and learn more about his squad.
Don, this team has been a breath of fresh air. They came in day one and been working hard. They play together. They've, you know, it's early, it's in the fall. We got a long way to go and got to prove a lot, but right now I really like where we are. Avery and Kristen are sophomore and freshman pitcher. Both of them threw well this past weekend, went 5-0, and both of them got some good innings in. Avery's come in this year to really prove a point. Kristen came from a good high school program at Harrison Central. She's stepping up too, so we got a good pitching staff, and these two right now are kind of leading the way for us. Catchers, we have a returning catcher in Hannah Hembry. We have Bree Shore, the freshman that's come in, and they're kind of our leading candidates for catching right now. Both of them are doing a really good job. Both of them are working hard, and we're proud of where they are. Maya's a returner, hit really good for us last year, doing a good job. Marche is a freshman from Philadelphia who's stepping up, and she hit a big home run the other day. Actually, the first home run that we've hit in this park during a regular game, which was a big deal. And she's playing really good at first base. Shelby Archer's from Pearl River Central. She's been a great asset to our team. She can play second, she can play short. She's a great base runner for us. Those three infielders are doing really well. Outfielders, we got several outfielders that are stepping up. I'll mention just a couple of them because I can't mention all of them. We got a kid to come in from Tennessee, TOOTIE Robertson, and Tootie's doing a real good job for us. She's fast to the ball. She's got some stolen bases. We got a lot of improvement to do out there, but she's stepping up. Bailey Massey's doing a real good job for us, a returner. And Caitlin McGooey's doing a good job for us, so we got some good outfielders. Our goal right now for the fall is just to be a team, just play together, and being able to play at home has helped us with that. 2 years on the road, I don't want to talk about that too much, but it was hard. So right now we're just like, be a team player, be a team, and everybody's kind of pulling together in the right direction. So our goal is to be a team going into the spring. 2 assistant coaches we got this year. We got a new addition with Amber Adcock, who came from Delta State. Christy Meek starts her 6th year here. I think they're 2 of the best assistant coaches anybody could have. I'm honored to have them to coach with me, and they do a phenomenal job. Every day in the office, we're playing in practice. They work. If I come out on the field and start working, they're right there beside me. It doesn't matter, and I couldn't appreciate them any more than what I do. Oh my gosh, I don't even think about it in a negative way. I think about it positive. We scored our first run the other day in the fall, and it was so loud in the stadium, and everybody was cheering, and it was just really into it. It was loud, and the sound was awesome, and then it made me think, it was worth the wait for sure. It's going to always be tough. Every team is improved. I talked to some umpires Saturday who called last weekend up in Jackson, and they named off like 4 schools, and they said all of them look good. So it's going to be tough. Jones won the national championship last year. So this is a tough conference, and this team will rise to the challenge to see what we can do about that.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Bulldog Blitz. Next week we'll be at Perkinston when East Central visits. We'll see you then.